Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We from Group 4. Let me introduce myself. My name is Benedicta as moderator and friend Anissa Pratiwi. Okay, we will present the material is development of education curriculum in Indonesian over time. Okay, the first material will be explained by Anissa Pratiwi. Time is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity from the moderator. Let me introduce myself. My name is Anissa Pratiwi. I would like to explain about the development of education curriculum in Indonesia from time to time. Curriculum during the Old Order. The Old Order era was the early period after Indonesia independence, where the national education system was still in the formulation and adjustment stage. The main focus of the curriculum during this period was to shape the identity of the newly independent nation by emphasizing the value of nationalism and the formation of national character. Number 1. 1947 curriculum. This was the first curriculum designed after Indonesia independence. This curriculum emphasized character formation, awareness of nationality, and the spirit of national with Pancasila as the main basis of education. Education during this period was more political in nature, becoming wanted to raise a sense of national awareness in the mind of society that was still struggling to strengthen in its independence. Therefore, the aspect of intellectual development was not yet a top priority, but rather more toward building a sense of love for the homeland and national identity. Number 2, 1952 curriculum. This curriculum was a form of refinement of the 1947 curriculum, with a more detailed and structured arrangement of subjects. This curriculum also began to introduce teacher specialization, namely teachers who teach according to their respective field of expertise. The aim of the renewal was to create a more relevant and organized national education system in order to be able to answer the needs of the time and the development of society after independence. Number 3. 1964 curriculum. In this curriculum, there were efforts to develop aspects of education more comprehensively, namely moral, intellectual, emotional, skill, and physical development. Education began to be directed to be more active and creative, not just memorization. This approach indicates awareness that students needs to be equipped with various life skills and the development of a complete personality in order to be able to adapt the various life challenges. In general, the curriculum during the Old Order was an important foundation in the Indonesian national education system, although still limited in terms of structure and infrastructure. Effort to instill national value, moral, and character building are strong characteristics of the curriculum of this era. Next, curriculum during the New Order. During the New Order, education policies in Indonesia was heavily influenced by the state's ideology, namely Pancasila. The government at that time attempted to form the next generation who were not only intellectually intelligent, but also physically strong and had noble character. Number 1, 1968 curriculum. This curriculum was drafted after the transfer of power from the old order to the new order. The goal was to form individuals based on Pancasila, with an emphasis on physical and spiritual development, as well as instilling the value of intelligence and morality. One important innovation in this curriculum was the introduction of a majoral system of streaming at the senior high school level. Students began to be directed to choose major according to their interests and ability, such as natural science and social science. Number 2, 1975, 1984, and 1994 curriculum. The three curriculum are form of continuous adjustment and improvement to change in the time, advance in science and national needs. The 1975 curriculum began to introduce a systematic teaching approach with structured lesson unit and the use of lesson unit as a reference. The 1984 curriculum was known as the CBSA or Active Student Learning Method approach, which sought to increase student active role in the learning process. The ac- the 1994 curriculum they refined the previous concept but again emphasized more dense and comprehensive mastery of material, although in received criticism because the student load was considered too heavy for students. The curriculum during the New Order era was heavily influenced by the centralistic policies of the central government. Also, there was some progress such as the implementation of measures and effort to update the learning system. The curriculum in this era also tended to provide less space for creativity and flexibility at the school or regional level. Next, curriculum in the Reformation era. During the Reformation era, the Indonesia education system experienced several important changes in the curriculum in order to adapt to development of the time and the needs of society. Number 1, 1994 and 1999 revision. The 1994 curriculum is curriculum that emphasizes mastery of the overall subject matter. However, along with social change and global challenge, this curriculum was refined in 1999. This, this revision aims to emphasize the development of student competence and relevance to the needs of society, so that curriculum not only memorize the material but also have skills that are applicable in real life. Number 2, competency-based curriculum, 2004. This curriculum is a milestone for major change because it focuses on the development of student competence as a whole. The competence in question include aspects of knowledge or cognitive, skill or psychomotor, and attitudes affective. KBK and for students to be able to apply what they have learned in the various life situations, not just understand the theory. This curriculum prioritizes active, creative, and participatory learning process. Number 3, School Level Curriculum or KTSP 2006. KTSP is a continuation of KBK but gives schools more freedom to develop a curriculum according to the needs and characteristics of their respective regions. With KTSP, schools have autonomy in the developing syllabus and lesson implementation plans based on local potential, local culture, and student needs. The goal is for the curriculum to be more conceptual and relevant. With this curriculum change, education in Indonesia has begun to transform from a rigid system to a more flexible and responsive system to the dynamic of society and student needs. That's all the explanation for me. Thank you for attention that I will return into the moderator.
Okay, the next material I will be explained. The topic curriculum 2013 and its revision. Curriculum 2013 or Key 13 emphasizes core competencies, religiosity, social or character, knowledge, and skills. Learning approach based on 5M activities: observing, questioning, trying, reasoning, and communicating. Revision of curriculum 2013. Simplify material, improve learning activeness. The revision of curriculum 2013 aims to simplify the material and improve learning activeness. However, teachers face challenges in implementation, such as readiness, difficulties applying the scientific approach, and limited facilities and resources. Efforts to address this include teacher working groups and GMP, and optimizing available resources. And the topic curriculum during the pandemic era. Adaptation to distance learning, online learning, and blended learning. Emphasis and flexible material and method to maintain effective learning during the pandemic. Use of information technology as the main learning medium. The COVID-19 pandemic forged major adaptation in curriculum implementation, emphasizing distance learning or online and blended learning. Learning material and methods were made more flexible to maintain activeness despite limited face-to-face interaction. Information technology became the primary medium for learning during this period. The next topic, Merdeka Curriculum. The Merdeka Curriculum emphasizes freedom to learn and the development of student character and competencies independently. Provide flexibility for school and teacher to determine material and teaching methods. Focuses on developing student potential and interests according to local and global context. The Merdeka curriculum is part of the freedom to learn policy, emphasizing student autonomy in learning and character and competency development. It provides flexibility for school and teacher to determine material and teaching method that suit local and global context. They focus on developing student potential and interests, promoting student-centered learning. Teachers have more freedom to design lesson and assessment, reducing administrative burden and increasing creativity. Implementation is supported by collaboration among principal, teacher, education staff, and stakeholders, with gradual rollout across grade levels. A key challenge is shifting the paradigm from teacher-centered pedagogy to student-centered andragogy, which can be more demanding at the junior high school level due to the student dependence on teacher. The curriculum also encouraged the curriculum adjustment tailored to student needs, making education more relevant to 21 city-centered demands. And conclusion, Indonesia education curriculum has undergone significant change in line with socio-political conditions and the times. From character and nationalism focused in the old order to competency and flexibility in the reform era and digital age. The Merdeka curriculum is the latest step aligning education with 21 city-centered needs and global challenges. The curriculum development reflects an ongoing effort to improve education quality and relevant to societal needs. Indonesia education curriculum has undergone significant change in line with socio-political conditions and the time. From character and nationalism focused in the old order to competency and flexibility in the reform era and digital age. The Merdeka curriculum is the latest step in education with 21 city-centered needs and global challenges. The curriculum development reflects ongoing effort to improve education quality and relevant to societal needs. Okay, that's the result of our discussion. If there is any mistake, please let me know. I'm Selbini Nekta as moderator and from Anissa Pratiwi. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.